Hey, Stewart's Chapel, Brother Don Pierson here, and this is Monday's devotion. And I want to take you over to Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13, towards the very end, verses 53 through verses 58. And I want to share with you stuck because of unbelief. Stuck because of unbelief. Unable to even begin the walk of walking with Christ because they're stuck due to unbelief. This is Jesus' hometown. This is Nazareth. Now it came to pass when Jesus had finished these parables that he departed from there. When he had come to his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, so that they were astonished and said, "Where did this man get this wisdom and these mighty works? Is this not the carpenter's son? Is this not his mother called Mary, and his brothers James, Jose, Simon, and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Where then did this man get all these things?" So they were offended at him. But Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor except in his own country and in his own house." Now he did not do many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Their familiarity with Jesus, with who he was, and with his family, with his brothers and sisters, created a problem for them. I don't think they were aware when Jesus spoke the words that to whom much is given, much more is required. But they were given much more than most of the other cities. They do admit that he has great wisdom, but they also admit that he has mighty works. In other words, he must have done some kinds of signs and wonders before them. They've either heard them or they've seen them, but either way, they're stuck. They're stuck, as the scripture says, because of their unbelief. Now, it doesn't say that Jesus was unable to do any mighty works there. No, it says he wasn't able to do many mighty works there because of their unbelief. This city, his own city, could have been like any other cities that Jesus had entered. There is no telling how many sick remain sick and how many continue to remain demon-possessed there. Their unbelief caused them to be stuck. They never got started. They were stuck in the driveway. They were stuck. They never got started. I've seen individuals like that. You have too. They know some of the scriptures. They've heard of who Jesus is and have heard what he has done, but their unbelief keeps them from ever going anywhere. They never get started. Now, the fact that you're listening to this, I'm assuming that you've gotten started. But it is true that even with, as we listened yesterday, it is true that sometimes even followers of Christ can become stuck because of unbelief. Something happens in their life that creates a story for them. Their eyes, their story becomes bigger than their faith. The story becomes bigger. Their faith becomes smaller. They become stuck. I've seen a whole church. I saw a whole church become stuck because the church had a story. Their leaders, their ministers were stuck because their story became bigger than their faith. I've seen families, whole families become stuck because their story became bigger than their faith. I've seen husbands and wives, mothers and fathers. Sometimes believers become stuck too. because they let their story become bigger than their faith. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Our faith is always supposed to be bigger than our story. Are you stuck? Is it possible that Jesus is not able or does not do many mighty works in your midst because of your unbelief? Love you, Stewart's Chapel.